Hello, everybody. We are the Freedom Boss Babes. And like my mom said, I'm Jordan Maley. She's Kathy Schneider. We are the Freedom Boss Babes. We're a mother-daughter team. We help driven network marketers with the simple strategies to grow your business quickly online without confusion and overwhelm. And we're super pumped. We come to you guys every Wednesday at 2:30 Eastern. But this month, we're doing a special series called Your Breakthrough Year Blueprint. And we are breaking down our 4-step simple system to having a breakthrough year in the new year, or really any 12 months that you want. As you're coming on, say hello. Let us know who you are. Let us know where you're coming in from. Hey, Jeanette and Denise and Carol. And yeah, let us know that you're here. And as you guys are coming on, we're going to talk about every week we do a giveaway on Real Talk Wednesday. And every week we give away maybe a book that we love, or sometimes we give away an Amazon gift card. And because this is a special series, we decided to do something extra special last week. And for every 10 shares that we got on last week's broadcast, we said we would give away one $25 Amazon gift card. So cool thing is we got 41 shares on last week's video. Y'all give us some hearts. Give yourselves some hearts for that. That's amazing. We love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing. And so we got 41 shares, which means we have 4 winners today that we will be announcing. So hey there, Carol and Elaine and Wendy. Great to see you ladies here. And yeah, let's jump in and get going. So our 4 winners of the $25 Amazon gift cards from last week are Kathy K, all right, and Charlene Zilkowski, Priscilla Zamora, and then all the way in New Zealand, Leon Ward. So congratulations to Kathy, Charlene, Priscilla, and Leon. We are so happy for you guys. We will be reaching out to you, but if you hear this, reach out to us and we will get your information so we can get that Amazon gift card sent over to you right away. So Mom, you want to talk about our giveaway for this week?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? We're just going to stick with the same thing. We are going to, again, and we're doing this, but just kind of like, we've really been thinking about it and thought, gosh, we do this on Wednesday. We always talk about Wealth Wednesday, right? And so, and that's such a big deal. I know Ray Higdon has a big thing going with that. And it's always like, how can you give back? What can you do? And we thought, you know what? It's the holidays. Let's continue this. We're going to do a $25 Amazon gift card for every 10 shares again, okay? And we'll do this next Wednesday, which is the day after Christmas. But we figure everyone always has something that they don't get for Christmas and they wish they would have. And so I'm sure they could use that. Or maybe it's a new personal development book that you want for the new year, maybe a new journal, maybe
a new planner.
There's all kinds of things, so we just figured that what we would do, or maybe you want to pay it forward. Maybe you want to run a challenge for your team, or you want to run something on your page, and maybe you want to pay that forward, and you can do that as well. So what we thought we would do is we would do the exact same thing. It seemed to be very popular. It's easy to do. I love it because we can do it anywhere in the world. It's so easy to just email that to people, whereas it's a little more difficult sometimes to send the books out in physical boxes wherever. And we have our audiences from all over, and we want to make sure that everyone is eligible to win. And so we just thought, let's do that. So a $25 Amazon gift card for every 10 shares. So as we get into, or we dig into today's topic and information, if you get value and you love it, we don't want you to do it just for the Amazon gift card. We definitely want you to only share this if you are enjoying what you're hearing. And today we're going to be talking about creating goals to get you where you want to go. And just like last week, we have got a multiple page. I don't even look to see how many pages is it. 6 pages. So we've got a 6-page worksheet. Guys, this is super simple to do, but it's very detailed. You're going to love it. This is a worksheet. Jordan and I have been through all of this ourselves. This is the stuff we've made up. It's stuff that we've been through and it works. And it is kind of an accumulation of goal setting and vision work that we have done through the years. I would say over the last probably 15 years from probably 5, 6, 7 different people. So we kind of like pulled the best of the best of the best. And some of it's things a little more current to what, like current trainers that we've been listening to. Some of this goes way back to some of the very first stuff that we listened to years ago. Because when it comes to goals and vision, some of it is just like fundamental, right? I mean, like it doesn't change, but it's something that you always have to refresh and do again and again. And remember, you can start your 12 months at any time of the year, like your next 12 months. If you're listening to this, and this is in March, well, you can start now. If it's in June, you can start now. It doesn't matter when it is. It doesn't, I think that we tend to always think of the next 12 months as January through December, but that's not true always.
Absolutely. So to be eligible to win the Amazon gift card, all you have to do is share this broadcast and then comment that you shared in the comments. That's really important. The way Facebook's privacy settings are, we can't see that you shared all the time unless you comment, okay? So you got to comment that you shared, and then you'll go into the drawing. So once you've shared this broadcast, click shared, comment that you shared, and we will be sure to put you in the drawing for next week. So yeah, let's jump in and get going. And this really is one of our favorite topics. But before we jump in, I got a couple of questions for you guys, okay? So think about this. Have you ever said, goal setting is scary? What if I fail? What if I fall on my face? Goal setting is scary. Or goal setting is confusing. I'm not really sure where to start or how to set goals the right way. Or maybe you've said that goal setting is discouraging, that you'd rather just try your best than to really put yourself out there and commit to something and then fail and not get there, right? So if you've ever thought or felt any of those things, I want you to do us a favor and drop a 1 in the comments, okay? Drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt any of those things about goal setting. The goal setting is scary, that it's confusing, or that it's discouraging. Maybe you are a total goal setting rock star, and that is so not anything that you have ever thought or felt. And if that's true, that's awesome. But I know that's not true for me, right? I know I used to really avoid setting goals because anytime I set a goal and didn't get it, I felt like the biggest failure, right? So it was just easier to just say, well, I'm just doing my best. I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best I can without really having to put myself out there and commit to goals. Wouldn't you agree, Mom?
Oh, absolutely. I was just reading the other day in my personal development, reading early in the morning from a book that I'm reading from right now. And what was shared, this was a book from Michael Hyatt. And one of the things that he talked about was, and I don't remember all the details of it. I should have written it down, but I didn't, because this really isn't all that important, but it was something that really stuck out. And he said that there's a study from some university that had been done, and it talked about how setting goals, the older people get, the less they set goals. And they say, and then when they interviewed these people and talked to them about it and said, why have you stopped setting goals? And their reason was, I just figured out, I found out that they don't work. It just discourages me. And it's like when you're younger, people are more apt to set goals, New Year's resolutions, to try to, get on a weight loss and exercise plan or increase their income or, whatever. It can be anything. Just anything, any kind of goal. A goal is a goal is a goal. It doesn't have to do with it can be in any area of your life. Okay. Kind of like what we talked about in part 1. There's lots of different areas of our lives. And, but anyway, he said that the older people get, the less number of people they just stop setting goals. They just and that's what he said. He said, it's so sad. It's so, so sad, because it shouldn't be, oh, I'm too old to set goals. And then he went on to say that sometimes even really young people are like, well, I'm too young to even know what I want to do. I'm too young to even set a goal. I just want to, live freely and easily. And that seems to be setting goals is something for older people. Someone that's a little older than me, I'm not quite ready for that. And same thing. He said, no, that's not true either. And I know, even as a mom, I always wanted my children to set goals when they were little. I think any kind of goal. And so anyway, I think it's really important that we point that out. Thanks for the shares, guys. Thanks, Connie and Denise. We appreciate it. And Carol,
thank you. Yeah. And Mary, thank you so much.
Yeah. Connie.
All right. So we're talking about breakthrough year, right? We're creating a breakthrough year the next 12 months are going to be infinitely different, infinitely better than the last 12 months, right? That's what a breakthrough year really is. But what is a breakthrough year not? A breakthrough year is not about the money. It's not about the new car, the new house, the once in a lifetime vacation. It's not about those things. A breakthrough year is about leveling up every area of your life and operating at a new level in all of those areas. It's about working to become the very best version of you that you can be, right? It's about elevating your whole lifestyle, not just one piece of the puzzle, if you remember that from last week, right? So that's why when you're creating goals, it's really important to have goals that fit all 7 areas of your life, okay? So what do you have? You have your health, you have wealth, you have your career, you have your relationships, you have your spirituality, your physical environments, and your fun, right? It's super important to have goals for all 7 areas of those of your life, because that is what's going to elevate your overall lifestyle. If you get way too weighted in one area or the other, then your overall lifestyle isn't going to be balanced and well-rounded, right? So that's why it's super, super important to set goals for all of those areas of your life so that you're consistently growing a little in each area every single year, right? You don't want to just like take off in one area and just let the rest go. That would be awful. It wouldn't be worth it. You're setting one goal at the expense of another. And so super, super important when choosing your goals to remember that lifestyle wheel that we shared in video 1 and really pick goals that fit with all of those. Okay. So Mom, how many goals should you set for the next 12 months?
Okay. There's 7 areas. Okay. We've talked about the 7 areas, but you're going to set 10 goals. Okay. Or it can be less, just no more than 10. Maybe you don't have 10, but we like to say, keep it to 10 goals. Okay. And these 10 goals, like Jordan talked about, need to be like spread out in the different areas. And that doesn't mean that you have to have a goal in every area. Maybe you're very, very pleased with your fun and what you do for that. You're like, you know what? It's great. Maybe your goal for that is just to continue it. Okay, there's no improvement needed. You're like, I just want to maintain that. Well, then probably you don't need to set a goal there. That is something you just want to be aware of. You want to know it's there and make sure it doesn't start dipping. Okay. But so maybe you don't have one there. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 goals that you need in one particular area. Maybe your physical environment, maybe there's some things there that you just are like, I need this and I need that and I need just multiple things. So maybe you need 3 goals there. Excuse me. You want to make sure that you really think about this. But then again, I want you to encourage you to, when you get to the worksheet and you get to this part, we give you a sheet here to list out your 10 goals. Just write them out. I mean, I have found it's better just the first things that pop in your head are almost always, get them on paper. And if they come up, if you come up with more than 10, that's okay. Flip it over and put them on the back, okay? Or maybe you start on the back and you just list everything out and then you narrow them down to 10. And I know that sometimes once you get writing, you just keep going and you go more, so that's great. But then I want you to go, okay, for the next 12 months, what 10 goals? Like I want you to have no more than 10 for the next 12 months. So like I say, and then there's some of us, we start writing and we do good just to get 4 or 5 things written down, right? So it kind of depends on your personality and how that works for you. But I just want to make sure that you're looking for 10. But no, it's okay if you have more, but then you need to narrow it down to 10 for the next 12 months.
Absolutely. And there's really 2 types of goals you can set. And if you're someone that's ever felt that goal setting was confusing or scary or discouraging, you're going to love this part of the broadcast. Okay. So there's 2 types of goals that you can set. One is an achievement goal, and that's what we probably hear about most often, right? I want to rank up in my company. I want to get to that next rank before convention, or I want to make $1,000 a month in my business, or I want to weigh 140 pounds, whatever it is. That's your goal, right? That's an achievement goal. It's got a clear start and a clear end, right? Thanks for sharing, Melanie. Appreciate that. And so, it's got a clear start point and a clear end point. It's an achievement goal. But there's another type of goal that I think can be even more powerful. So I went through a time in my life a couple of years ago where a lot of my achievement goals I was feeling really discouraged around them. I didn't feel like I didn't have anything I really wanted to achieve. I was going through a lot of personal transitions, and setting big achievement goals, quite frankly, freaked me out, and I didn't want to do it. And so what you can do instead is set a habit goal. Okay.
I love habit goals.
I do too. Habit goals have become my favorite goals. And I first heard of this several years ago from Ray Higdon. Have since heard it multiple times. But setting a habit goal can be the most transformational thing you can do for your life and your business. Okay. So there's a time and place for achievement goals, but there's also a ton of value in habit goals. And habit goals are things like, I'm going to run 5 days a week, right? Or I'm going to prospect 14 people a week. Or I am going to do my morning routine for 30 minutes every morning, 7 days a week, right? Those are habit goals. And so for your achievement goals, those might be really good for areas like wealth or your business, where you do want to rank up. You do want to get a certain dollar amount in that savings account or something like that. But a habit goal can be a means of getting to that achievement goal, right? I want to rank up, and I'm going to do that by prospecting 14 people a week, right? So there's one. Or it could be something like, I'm going to save 10% of my income, right? That's a habit goal. And you're going to get to that achievement goal by following through on that habit goal. And then for things like, spirituality or relationships, that's where habit goals are really powerful. Spending more time every morning in a devotional or meditation, maybe a weekly date night with your spouse, or, having family dinner with your kids where you actually all sit down at the same table 3 nights a week, right? Those are habit goals. It's not something you ever actually arrive at. It's a habit that you're cultivating. So as you're creating your goals, think about those too. And we've included them on the worksheet for you so you don't forget. But it is habit or achievement. And there's a time and a place for both. And I've found if my confidence is a little shaky in one area, or I've tried a goal before and fell short and I'm not feeling quite confident in setting another goal that's an achievement goal in that area, I found that setting a habit goal is a really great way to build your confidence really fast.
Well, and especially if you've got a habit goal, or no, I'm sorry, an achievement goal, it's a big goal. It's something really big that you're just really wanting to accomplish in the next 12 months. But it just like, you almost feel like you're almost afraid to even write it down because it's like, there's no way that's not going to happen. Well, I want you to encourage you to stop and think, well, okay, but if it were to happen, what would I need to do? Like, what activities would I need to do to maybe make that a reality? Okay. Mm-hmm. What would that be? And then whatever that is, write those activities out as a habit goal. And you might just surprise yourself. In fact, I think, you'll be really surprised if you can achieve the habit goal. Then the habits are doing, what are we? We're really just made up of our habits, be those good habits or bad habits or indifferent habits. I mean, some habits you do don't really make a difference, but they're still habits. It's something that we do. A habit is not always a negative or a positive, but it is always something. I mean, it's like we all have habits in things we do all day long, every day. So, mm-hmm. I really want you to think about it and go, what are my habits and what could I maybe do different? Even things simple. This sounds so crazy, but like the habit of getting the laundry out of the dryer, folding it, hanging it up, and putting it away. Like, I'm not going to let it
help your physical environments, right? That would help. That would be a good physical environment habit goal. That would be amazing. A great one.
Yeah, and it's so simple. It's just like, no, every time you start to go, no, I want to be able to check that box and know that, you know what, I consistently take the laundry out, I hang it up, and I put it away, or I fold it and I put it away. Like, I don't just take it out of the dryer and make another pile and then put another load in the wash. I mean, and we've all been guilty of that.
Hit start so that it tosses again, right? Drop it too in the comments if you've ever done that. If you're ever like, man, I need those clothes out of the dryer, but I'm sure they're wrinkled by now, so I'm just going to hit start and let it tumble for a minute. Drop it too.
And you don't even check because you really just don't want to fold them.
Get them out, right? You really just don't want to fold the laundry. That's really what it is. It's like, oh no, those are probably wrinkled, so I should probably turn that back on, right?
Yeah. Even if they're towels. I mean, I've done that for towels. I'm like, they just fold easier when they're warm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're telling on ourselves. No, but seriously, it's one of those things, and that I mean, it can be anything in any area of your life. The same thing, unload the dishwasher every day, filling up your gas when it's got down to a quarter of a tank. Instead of you look up and you're on the way to church, or you're on the way to an important meeting, or you're on your way to pick the kids up from school, and you're like, oh my gosh, I needed gas yesterday, but I didn't stop, and now here I am, I'm running late, and I'm going to be late because I've got to stop and get gas. I don't want to run out. Well, what do? You just get in the habit of always making sure you get gas when you're at a quarter of a tank or more. You just decide like, oh, it's getting low. I need to fill up now so that even though I don't really need the gas right now, I'm going to need it later, and I want to do it before I'm running late somewhere. So it's a lot of things like that. It can be a lot of different things. Okay, let's talk about.
Say, Lynn. Yeah. So talk about smarter goals, right? So how do you frame your goals? How do you frame them out? How do you write them out? Now that you've created your goals, you know what you're wanting to shoot for. How do you really write them out so that you know these are actual goals that are going to get you where you want to go? Okay, Mom, you want to take so SMART goals. We've all heard of SMART goals, right? We want to challenge you in this new year to set smarter goals. Okay, so what is S, Mom?
Okay, S is specific. And I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. But guys, you really want to make sure that these smarter goals, the number one thing is that they are specific. So you just want it to be, I was trying to come up with an example, but
there's one here in the blog post, and it says, start by identifying what you want to accomplish, like, for example, a specific rank in your company. Right? You want to, you don't just want to grow your business. You want to rank up to triple star galactic, right? That's the rank you want to hit in your company, for example.
Well, and also you want to make sure you're including, like, how are you going to do that? It's not, so this isn't just an affirmation. It's you want to make sure it's like, okay, I want to rank up to this. And then how are you going to do it? So you want to make sure it's pretty specific.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to make sure it's measurable, okay?
Yes.
And by measurable, then you want to say that, you want to do it. It's got something. So how will you know that you got there, right? If your goal is just to grow your business, you're not ever going to really know when you got there. But if it is to get to triple star galactic rank, then you're going to know when you hit that rank, right? It's going to tell you in your back office, or you're going to get a notification or a report saying, hey, you hit it. You're able to measure, how close you are to that goal and when you actually achieve it. And then you want to make it actionable, like what Mom was just saying.
Yeah, actionable. You don't want to just like eat healthy, right? Here's an example, but you're going to eat healthy 5 nights a week. Like you're going to be, so you're getting all of these pieces in there, guys. It's all the different pieces. And so smarter, the word smarter. So S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for actionable. Okay. And what does R stand for, Jordan?
R stands for, did I leave R out on the notes over here? We're using notes, you guys, because we keep forgetting. I mean, it's smarter. It's a long word. Risky. There we go. I just didn't capitalize it. Risky. So your goal should be risky, right? So, it's scary setting risky goals, right? We talk about getting into your discomfort zone, right? Or in the horse world, we call it your stretch zone, right? So you get on a horse and they're all comfortable and happy and everything's great, but you're not really moving them forward in their training if you're not getting them into their stretch zone. And I love that analogy, and I've used it for years now since learning it in the horse world, in the business world, because you're not growing if you're not stretching yourself, right? You've got to stretch in order to grow. So your goal has to be a little bit risky. And how do you tell if it's risky? Is there a chance you won't achieve it? Is there a chance you won't? And if the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. Okay? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. If it's a shoo-in, like say you made $10,000 in your business this year, and you just want to make $10,000 again next year, that's not really a risky goal, right? So you're going to increase that by 20%. So that's a really good way to look at it too, is have you been there already? And then how can you level up your game? Even if it's just by 10%, 20%, how can you level up your game? That makes a goal a little bit risky. And if you feel that little bit of fear in your gut, then you're on the right track.
Exactly. And T is for time keyed, okay? And this is something like it's got a specific deadline, it's got a certain, maybe a frequency, or there's a time trigger. So something, an example would be like, I'm going to read 15 minutes each morning, or I'm going to sleep 8 hours a night. And I know you can't really control the 8 hours, but it's getting to bed at a certain time. It's not, like going to bed at midnight and your alarm's going off at 6. Okay, it's impossible for that to be 8 hours of sleep. So you say, you know what? I'm going to get in bed at 10. Maybe you'll lay there and toss and turn and you won't get to sleep right then, but you made the effort, okay? You made the effort. So it's things like that. And then,
so I don't just want to read more personal development. I'm going to read personal development for 15 minutes every morning, right? So there's something. Yeah.
And I know with what I do a lot of times is I'll take a book and I'll look at it. And this is what I've done. My things is I want to read a book a month, okay? A book a month. And I mean, it's just not that much. And I was looking at a book the other day thinking, ooh, I need to finish this like in December. And I started calculating it up. Guys, it was 8 pages a day. 8 pages a day. That's crazy. It's just not that much, and sometimes I think we get overwhelmed. We don't really look at it. So look at it. And so I said, okay, I'm going to finish the darn book, because my whole deal for not 2018 was to read a book a month. And I've done it. But here in December, I got started late and I was fixing to have to give up on it. And then I realized all I had to read was 8 pages a day. I can do that. So
anyway. And if it's an achievement type goal, then maybe your time keyed is, maybe your company's having a convention in June and everyone who's at a specific rank gets to walk across the stage. So you want to hit that rank before, by May 31st or sooner, so that you can walk the stage, right? So that's that time key, that deadline. That's where that's really important as well. And then after that, your goal has to be exciting, right? So we've covered SMART. Now we're getting to the smarter part, right? This is what makes you from smart to smarter. It's got to be exciting. And the deal is, you guys, you've got to be fired up about your goal. Your goal has to be your goal. It can't be someone else's. It can't be what your upline says it should be. It can't be what your spouse says it should be. It can't be that, coming from a feeling of guilt of how you feel like you should be. It's got to be who you want to be and what you want to achieve. And it's got to excite you. And sometimes we give up on our goals because they're kind of boring. We're not pushing ourselves enough. We're not really clear on where we want to go and how we want to get there. And so we give up because our goals are kind of boring and they just don't fire us up. So if your goal doesn't fire you up the day you set it, I guarantee you it's not going to fire you up 90 days from now. So make sure your goal is exciting. And then finally, it's got to be
relevant. And here's a good example of relevant. Okay, let's say, and this happens, I see this all the time, and we talk about it a lot. What do we always tell ourselves? And we tell ourselves this, and we tell our people this all the time. Stop comparing yourself to others. Okay, so my example here is, let's say that you've been with your company in your business, we'll say 3 months. Okay, let's just say you started in the fall. And you're looking at someone that you really admire. You're just like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have what she has. I wish I could be doing as well as she's doing or he's doing. I really want to be at this level. And they've been here for 5 years. Okay, let's say they've been with the company for 5 years. You've got to be realistic. And so relevant means really think about it and be honest. If you're new to the industry, or even if you're new to your company and you've been in the industry for a while, that doesn't mean that you're just instantly going to jump to where another person is that's been there for 5 years. It's just not going to happen. You can certainly do more than other people who have been here just a few months, because most people don't stay consistent. So I don't want you comparing yourselves and saying, well, most people who've only been here 3 months, just, they haven't done this, or that. Okay, well, maybe there haven't been in action. But we want to make sure that you're not comparing yourself to other people, so you're being relevant. Maybe you're wanting to lose 100 pounds. Okay, well, that's not going to happen in a week. You didn't gain 100 pounds in a week. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in a week, right? Maybe you're trying to rebuild a relationship with some family members, or with your kiddos, which are family members, I guess. But I was thinking like family that maybe is not in your house, or maybe family outside, either or. Well, okay, those relationships don't break down overnight. They break down slowly. And sometimes you have to slowly build them back up. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's You just want to rebuild your friendships with some local people that you used to do things with. Well, when you first call and ask them to do something, they may be going, where's that coming from? So it takes some time. And so you've got to be relevant. You have to understand that it can take time sometimes.
And then also you have to recognize where you are in your season of life, right?
Yes.
So if you have young children, your goals might be totally different from mine, right? I have no kids. I don't say you work full time and you have 3 young kids. Your goals should not be the same as my goal. I have no kids and I work full time from home, right? So, or maybe you have an upline or a crossline or a downline who has teenage kids and they're doing things that are different than you because you have younger kids, or maybe you don't have kids and you're doing the opposite, right? Where you're holding yourself back, setting goals based on people who don't have as much time as what you have, right? So think about where you are in your season of life right now and what's important to you. And your goals also have to be relevant to your other goals, right? So if you're just kind of starting at square one at the bottom, maybe you don't want to get to the top rank in your company and run a marathon and buy your dream home and, go on 12 vacations this year. Probably not relevant. One of those goals is going to give at the expense of another one, right? So your goals should piece together like that puzzle in that lifestyle wheel. They all build upon each other and support one another. Each goal should work to make the other goals more achievable, not less. And this is where I am such a type A overachiever. I used to set huge goals in every area, and I would really do it for about a week. And then I'd be so tired and stressed out that I would have a migraine and then they'd all just go away, right? I mean, it was just terrible. And so I've learned that it's okay to have smaller goals. Maybe I have one really big goal, but then you have smaller goals in the other areas of your life that support and make those other areas better. And so relevant both to where you are in your life, to where you are in your journey, and then also to your other goals. So Mom, you want to put the link up on the screen?
I do, but before we do that, I want to tell them real quickly what we're going to have you do. And we've been talking about this, but I want to explain to you guys. You're going to get, and I'm fixing to put the link up where you can grab this. On pages 3, 4, and 5, you're actually going to take your 10 goals, okay, or maybe like we said, maybe you have less, maybe you don't have 10, and you're going to write these out using the SMARTER acronym. Okay, you're going to use all of those pieces. So you take your 10 goals, and then now you're going to break them down and you're going to do them. And then you're going to circle if they're a habit goal or if they're an achievement goal. We've got that on here for you. And then also you're going to circle what area, okay, they're in, what area of your life they're in. Okay, and you're going to put that in there as well. And so you can go grab a copy of this worksheet at freedombossbabes.com/breakthrough2, making sure all that is spelled correctly. Looks like it is.
And I put it in the comments for you guys as well, so you can go there. And oh my gosh, you're going to love this worksheet. It's so good. And then a full recap of everything we covered in this video is also there on that post. Yeah, so
absolutely.
Perfect resource for you guys.
Absolutely.
So don't forget, those of you that are coming on late, that we're again giving away an Amazon gift card for every 10 shares we get on this video. Last week we did this. We had 41 shares. We had 4 winners today. So congrats again to Kathy K, Charlene Zolkowski, Priscilla Zamora, and Leone Ward. We're going to be reaching out to you ladies. But congratulations to them for winning each a $25 gift card. If you want to be eligible to win this week, just share this broadcast, then comment that you shared, and we will announce a winner next Wednesday on December 26th. So you have until December 26th to share and be entered to win. So
okay, now let's we've got one last piece, okay, and this is the final piece, and it's on the last page of the free document or the worksheet here that you're going to grab. And this is, what is it, Jordan? It's focus.
Focus. You've got to focus. So you've got 10 goals, right? And you're going, oh my gosh, that's a lot of goals. You want to pick 3, okay? You want to pick 3 that are going to be your primary focus for the first 90 days. Now, how do you pick them? Okay, you've got 10 goals. They're all important to you, clearly. But how do you pick your 3? I want you to really look and evaluate which one goal is going to have the greatest impact on the other areas of your life. So maybe you're working 90 hours a week right now at your job, And if you could get your business income up to $1,000 a month, you could cut back on some of those hours at work. And that's going to free up more time for you to pursue the goals in the other areas of your life. So getting to that $1,000 a month, that might be your one primary focus goal. And then once you've picked that one, then you're going to ask again, okay, what other goal is going to have the greatest level of impact on the rest of the areas of my life? And you're going to do that 3 times until you've chosen your 3 focus goals for the first quarter of 2019, okay? For the next 3 months, regardless of when you're listening to this video, for the next 3 months, this is going to be your focus goal, these 3. And then in 90 days, you can revisit your entire list of 10. Ideally, you've checked off those 3, and now you get to, for one thing, add 3 more, and then again, pick 3 to focus on for the 90 days. So you always have this list of 10 goals that you want to work on, and you always have 3 that are your primary focus. They're what I would call your non-negotiables. Wouldn't you agree, Mom?
I would. If you're a goal setter, if you enjoy setting goals, or you see the value in setting goals, maybe you don't really consider yourself a goal setter, but you know that there's value there, drop your favorite emoji in. I love seeing everyone's favorite emojis, because for the longest time, I never realized that the ones that you use the most show up first. You know, they always show you that those are the ones that you use the most. So it's real, like, I know what my favorites are, and that's because I use them over and over again, right? So drop your favorite emoji in the comments. If you are a goal setter, or if you're just like, I'm not really a goal setter, but I really know that there's value in setting goals, and I know this is something I need to be doing. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, if you're not dropping an emoji down there, you need to be, because I'm telling you, goal setting, this stuff is for real. I mean, it works. I go back and I look at all of the goals that I've set from way back, like 15 years ago. And honestly, it is so absolutely amazing to me how every time I go to update them, and I update my goals every 90 days, okay? Every 90 days, I'm kind of reviewing and looking at them again. And guess what? That is because I'm marking things off. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, we have accomplished things. And don't we as women, I think guys do too, but especially we as women, don't we get really excited when we feel like we're getting things accomplished? It's like, exactly. So I'm just telling you, it's such a big deal, such a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. So I love what you said, Jeannie, about, she loves setting goals, but she's got to work on the follow through pattern. If you feel that way, then you don't want to miss next week's video. Because that's the thing that, most goal setting people, they're not going to talk to you about this. They're going to help you set goals, and they're going to send you off on your way, and they're going to say, good luck, congratulations, you've set a fantastic goal, and then that's the end of it. Well, we want to talk to you about the mess in the middle, right? The mess that happens in the middle of your goals, that thing that happens between January and December that leaves you repeating those same New Year's resolutions over and over and over again, and how to avoid that. Okay, so that's going to be next week's video, part 3. We're going to be doing that on December 26th. Okay, so you don't want to miss it. And I love seeing all y'all's emojis. That's awesome. Super cool. All right, everyone, go grab your goal setting worksheet, your breakthrough goal setting worksheet, and we are going to be working diligently on next week's post and video for you guys, and another freebie for you to download. Have a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful weekend, and we will see you guys back again next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.